This example is from section 4.1, quadratic functions and transformations. This is problem 3, interpreting vertex form. Question number 24. What I've drawn out is the vertex form compared to the equation that you have. And so this would be your A, this would be your H, and I drew out a 0, but that is not in the equation, just as a visual, but that's what you would have there, and that would be your K. The first thing you're going to find is your vertex, which is equivalent to your H and your K, or XY, and that would be 3.2 and 0. The reason it isn't negative 3.2 is because you have to switch your sign to the opposite of what it is, so it would become a positive. The next step is to find your axis of symmetry. Your axis of symmetry is like your x, and in this case it would be your 3.2. The next thing you're going to find is your maximum or minimum. You find this by determining if your A value, which would be our 0.1, is greater than or equal to 0. In our equation, a 0.1 would be greater than the 0, and this makes it a minimum. And if it were a maximum, your A would have to be less than 0, as shown up here. That would be a maximum. Now we have to find the domain and the range. Okay, so domains are always all real numbers. This is because you have to have either a negative, positive, or a 0 on your y-axis. So that means it will always be a real number when you put it into a graph. And as our equation goes, since you have a minimum of 0, that means anything on your y-axis will then have to be above, so we will have to make the y greater than or equal to 0, because you can't go below that since you have a minimum. And that is how you interpret the vertex form.